And we are live. Welcome into the Arena Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast morning show for Tuesday, March 8th, 2022. I'm your host, Xbat, along with my co-host, Burley of Burleyman Gaming on Twitch, a.k.a. Mr. Streamloots. Burley, good morning to you. I hope you're feeling better this morning. Yeah? How are you doing,
Yes,
man?
I'm good. I got a good, almost 7.5 hours of sleep. So you can tell I have energy and I'm not yawning every 20 seconds. How are you, Xbat?
I'm doing well, man. And Peaceful Warrior 3, thank you so much for coming in. Good morning, guys. She says, and good morning to you too, Peace. Yes. So I hope you have a great day. So yeah, I was telling you before, the school system out here in Japan, they're going through their graduation weeks and graduation ceremonies and all, and they're very different as compared to the West. The West, it's like a celebration. Here in Japan, graduations are almost like funerals because they're playing sad music, and all the kids are usually crying when they get their diplomas or certificates, and they're walking out because they're going to miss all their friends when they go off to different schools and all. But it kind of feels a little depressing, going to graduation ceremonies out here as opposed to out in the West. Out in the West, it's like, yeah, we're getting out of here, so. But oh well.
Come on, you don't want to go to a depression fest?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. Okay, so Burley, before we start getting into the gaming news, actually, you had some things to talk about for a bundle for Ukraine. So I'm going to bring that up, and then why don't you go ahead and tell our viewers about what's going on here, okay?
So here
we go. Yep.
I saw this on Twitter actually this morning when I woke up, and I was looking at some stuff on Twitter, and this came up on my feed. A bunch of indie game creators have all come together, and they're doing a little way to raise some money for Ukraine. There's 991 games. Well, they're not all games. A couple are books and a couple soundtracks here.
Yeah.
For money to help out Ukraine. So I thought this is something, as we've been talking about stuff, aid for Ukraine and some game companies. Now this is something you do. This is something you do. And there are some stuff like at the top with the first game they show in the list is Skatebird, something we've talked on releases.com.
Yeah.
And I think one of us had picked this that we wanted to try this. So it's like, finally, I get a way to try this, but there are some other notable titles, like you have Celeste was one of them.
Yeah.
For that big indie, you get a bunch of different kind of genres in here. So for $10, you're not going to do bad on your $10.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this I'm buying. Like there's this one that looks like a Legend of Zelda, like Link's Awakening kind of thing. Lena's Inception. That looks kind of neat. That you would pay $10 normally.
Yeah.
To do. So you're getting your value. So
there's Celeste right there. Yeah, Celeste. Yeah. Right here.
Yeah.
So cool.
This is something I'm going to be picking up, and you can donate more if you want. You just have the minimum to get $10 to get it all. So it is a nice little thing. So
wow, yeah, a lot of stuff on here, so you can check it out. And so bundle for Ukraine. So it's at itch.io. Yeah, so itch.io. So check that out if you want, to itch.io. So that's the site's name. So cool. Thanks a lot, Burley. Thank you for that.
No problem.
Yeah. All right. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Kaito Files. So Lost Judgment's DLC arrives March 28th. We're going to be talking about that. We're also going to be talking about Lost Judgment, the game itself, and how this DLC is going to fare probably. Also, we're going to be talking about Forspoken. Forspoken has been delayed until October. We're going to talk about that. Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. So the DLC, there's going to be many of the TV and spin-off movie characters involved with that. We're going to talk about that. And then, of course, we're going to be speculating a little bit about the Dead Space remake stream that's going to be coming up on the 11th. So we're going to be talking about that in the morning show today. So, Burley, let's get that coffee going and let's talk about Kaito, your favorite Yakuza. Lost Judgment, Lost Judgment spin-off character. Okay, so let's get the coffee brewing. We'll be right back.
Coffee's brewing.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get down here to the Lost Judgment.
While you're doing that, Z says good morning. Good morning, Z.
Hey, good morning, Z. Hi, welcome into the morning show, man. So, so this is from Case Marshall over at Polygon.com. Lost Judgment's first add-on, Kaito Files. Lets you play as the muscle with a primal nose. So first DLC arrives March 28th, and if you have not played Judgment, if you have not played Lost Judgment is the sequel, obviously. I highly recommend you play this if you are into the Yakuza games. Not the turn-based style that they turned to in Yakuza 7, but the previous Yakuza games' fighting styles are still prevalent in the Judgment games. I highly recommend them, not only for the combat, but for the stories. The stories are really, really good. And you get a feel for Japanese culture if you play these games. And I think Burley can attest to that, playing the first game, and he's going to be playing Lost Judgment soon. Right, Burley?
Oh, yeah. No, I love you talked to me and really talked me into Judgment. So I picked that up, and I can highly recommend Judgment. It is such a great story.
Yeah.
And I can honestly say, Expat said, and I agree with him on this, play with the English subtitles. Do the Japanese voice acting, because the voice acting for Kaito and the protagonist Yagami, so good.
Played by the real life actor Kimura Takuya. Yes.
Yeah, so. who is the model as well for Yagami.
Yes.
Not to say the English voice acting is bad. I have heard it. There's nothing wrong with that, but you do it is much better in Japanese.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, and I can play it without the subtitles, Burley.
Well,
I'm just kidding. I've lived in Japan for 26 years. Yeah. So if Burley, believe me, if you've lived in Japan for 26 years, you'd probably be able to speak Japanese pretty well. So anybody, I think. But
challenge accept no.
But no, I mean, of course, I've been living here for 26 years, and my family's out here too. So I mean, it's a great game, and Lost Judgment. I think the story is even better than the first game, so you're going to really enjoy that. But anyway, let's talk about this DLC. So I'm going to scroll down here and talk about it a little bit. Lost Judgment, the sequel to Yakuza spin-off Judgment, will get a few new mysteries for fans to solve. A new add-on pack titled The Kaito Files will be available on March 28th across PlayStation and Xbox platforms, so no Switch yet. Players who own Lost Judgment's Ultimate Edition or the Season Pass will receive the DLC for free. Otherwise, it will be available for purchase separately for $29.99. I think that's not bad. That's not a bad price to play, because you're getting 4 chapters, Burley, in this game. And usually these chapters are pretty long. So 4 chapters, that's not bad. So the titler Kaito is Masaharu Kaito, the trusty sidekick promoted to protagonist. The DLC gives him the spotlight, and he will be able to use his, quote, sensory-based, end quote, primal focus detective techniques during investigations. Kaito will use his eyes, ears, and nose, literally sniffing out clues to solve mysteries. So Kaito helps out Lost Judgment's protagonist Takayuki Yagami, and is gainfully employed at his detective agency, where he uses his muscle when needed, of course, because Kaito was ex-Yakuza. Right? Mm-hmm. Since he's good at throwing his weight around, Kaito has 2 new, quote, beastly fighting styles to challenge new foes and crack the case with a distinct Kaito swagger, end quote. So, Burley, you're going to love that, I think.
Oh, yeah.
The story of the Kaito Files will play out across 4 chapters and follows Kaito on a quest to search for an old flame, Mikiko, who has vanished. Along the way, he meets a boy claiming to be their son and uncovers a shady criminal syndicate. From there, Kaito will hunt for clues and collectibles using Primal Focus to sniff out more information. So I'll leave it at that. So yeah, really excited. I'm going to be playing this on the 28th, and of course I'll have probably a lot to say about it. We might even do an extra take episode on it. But yeah, excited indeed. Yeah, Ryuga Gotoku Studio, of course, they are famous for the Yakuza series and, of course, the Lost Judgment game. So, and they've already said that they're not done with the Judgment series. Whether or not Kimura Taki is going to be back, that's another, story in itself. Hopefully he will be. But yeah, I highly recommend it. And if you've played Judgment and Lost Judgment, get the Kaito files. I highly recommend it. So yeah. Good stuff, Burley. Good stuff, man.
Well, I'm looking forward to this. I still got to get to Lost Judgment. I'm currently working on other smaller little games right now. But as you did say, these chapters can go like 3 to 4 hours.
Yes.
So if they're giving you 4 chapters and like 2 to 3 of them are that length, you're getting a long length. And everyone, that was one of the things with Judgment, because you introduce Yagami and Kaito. And I think it's safe to say everyone wanted to try out Kaito.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing since he's getting his own DLC, you don't get him to play as him in the base Lost Judgment.
Right.
So we're finally getting what we wanted, which is nice.
So here's a photo of probably Mikiko, probably the lost, the old flame.
Ooh.
Yeah, there you go. There's some photos from the DLC here. Yeah. And you remember him, right, Burley? Yeah, he's like in Genda's law office, the young attorney. Yeah, so he's
I still love, for those that have played Judgment, because I won't spoil what happens, but that ending with him near the end of the game with him with another character at the law office.
Yeah.
And then them talking to the guy that runs the law office. That scene is just hilarious and awesome. And we've got Z's comment. Expat, a little birdie told me you finished Horizon before the pair of us.
Yep. Yes, that's right. I have finished the main story of Horizon Forbidden West. Yes, and I'm looking forward to you guys to finish it so we can do the extra take episode whenever you guys finish. Take your time. It's an amazing game, amazing story. So that is all. I'm not going to say anything else about it. Okay, Burley. So now it's time. Let's go ahead and move over to the next story, which is about Forspoken being delayed. Okay, so right after the drone flight, we will be back right after this.
I have had a lot of practice from Judgment on this.
Okay, Square Enix delays Forspoken to October. The game needs a few extra months of polish. I mean, couldn't they have done this when they announced the game, like last year? Just say it's coming out in October 2022. Anyway, this is from Polygon.com and Austin Goslin. So let me read some of this for you. So Forspoken, the action-adventure game from Luminous Productions and Square Enix, won't be coming out in May, the developer announced on Monday. Instead, Forspoken will now be released on October 11th in order to give Luminous Productions more time to polish the game. Quote, our vision for this exciting new IP is to deliver a game world and hero that gamers across the globe will want to experience for years to come. So getting it right is extremely important for us, end quote. Luminous Productions said in a statement to players, quote, to that end, during the next few months, we will focus all of our efforts on polishing the game and can't wait for you all to experience Frey's journey this fall, end quote. Forspoken follows the story of Frey Holland, a New Yorker teleported to the world of Athia, where she suddenly gains incredible powers. She'll have to use these powers to defeat dangerous creatures and fly around the world using, quote, magic parkour, end quote. As she journeys through the world, she'll have to face off against enemies called the Break and overthrow the rule of the Tantus, the matriarchs who run Athia. So, Burley, what do you think of this? And what do you think of the fact that this game is coming out October 11th now, unless it's going to be delayed again? And October 11th, as you know, is usually when the big guns start coming out at the end of the year. So how does this fare for Forspoken, and what do you think of this delay?
Okay, I'll give you my thoughts. One thing, your mic seems to like the word New Yorker because it just shot up as soon as you said that.
Let me say it again, New Yorker.
Oh,
New Yorker.
Not there. You're
okay.
Something with your connection there. You kind of stuttered a little.
Okay. How is it now? Is it okay? It's okay.
It's getting a little bit better.
A little bit better, huh? Okay. But anyway, go ahead. Your thoughts.
So for Forspoken,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, the game needs polish. I'm glad they're taking the time and sitting and polishing it.
Yeah.
I'd rather them take the time than it come out and then we got to wait 4 or 5 months to get the game we were promised. So take as much time as you need. And we have Capson Munson from YouTube saying November 30th is when big names will drop. October 11th is good. Well,
okay. Hey, Capson,
I would say,
thanks for coming in. Really appreciate you joining the morning show here. Yeah. November. Yeah, usually the end of November, and especially, of course, November 11th with Starfield. Starfield's going to be coming out, so that's one of the big guns for sure. So go ahead, Burley. Yeah, you were saying.
Usually like October, September, that's when the big titles start hitting the air. Like November is the big month. This team has had a lot of problems. You remember they put out Final Fantasy 15, and that game they had development hell issues. I love Final Fantasy 15, but that game had some issues, and it went through some development hell. So I don't know whether it's they didn't manage, but I'm kind of hoping one thing they do while they're taking this time is get rid of the loot box shit and stuff like that they were saying. Yeah. I forget what it was, but like it's like this is a single player game. I don't need to have this stuff. If you want to add extra content like extra stories and extra characters, DLC, fine. That's one thing I'm willing. But you don't need all this other stuff. So hopefully that's to take out that kind of stuff and just polish. Right. If you need to take an extra, even if they've got to delay this into early 2023, that's fine. Take your time.
Yeah.
I say it enough, and I know you guys are probably sick of hearing me. I would rather you guys take as long as you need. Get this game to where it comes out, and I don't need to download tons and tons of updates.
Yeah, and I'm excited for this character though, Frey. I mean, I'm excited to see what this character offers. So, I'm looking forward to it. Who knows? I mean, she could end up being another like Aloy when Horizon Forbidden West, Horizon Zero Dawn came out. This could become a very successful character. I'm hoping that it is, but we shall see. But yeah, I'm kind of bummed. I was looking forward to playing this in May, but wait till October 11th, and hopefully it'll be polished and ready to go, so we can enjoy it. So, all right, and
we do have one more comment here from YouTube. They're revamping for the 5G Switch. Capson says. You never know. We know we've heard the rumors because of the whole NVIDIA leak, but we're just waiting until we get concrete info before we say anything major on that.
Yeah. Okay, so it's time to move on. We're going to talk some Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga right after this. So Burley, we'll be right back. Okay. So right after this.
Okay.
So this is from Darren Bonthius over at GameSpot.com. Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga DLC includes The Mandalorian and young Lando. And characters from several other Star Wars spin-off movies and TV series will be available as DLC after the launch of Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. So will be available, though, are multiple character packs, what the article says here, which can be purchased individually or as part of the character collection. The Mandalorian content features the fan favorite mercenary as a playable character, and Grogu as a non-playable character. That's kind of a bummer, man. I was really hoping to play as Grogu as well. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But yeah, so yeah. Sorry to burst your force bubble, Baby Yoda fans. But anyway, for the Solo, a Star Wars story character pack, you'll be able to play as the younger versions of Han Solo, Chewbacca, and Lando Calrissian, as well as Kira, Tobias Beckett, and Enfys Nest. These two packs will be available from launch day. And the Classic Characters pack will be available for everyone on April 19th, while the Trooper pack is a bonus early access collection of Imperial characters for anyone who pre-ordered the digital version of the game, and will then be released to everyone else from May 4th. Yeah. Also out on April 19th is the Rogue One, a Star Wars story pack, and Star Wars Day on May 4th will add 2 more character packs from The Mandalorian Season 2 and The Bad Batch, expanding the roster to a size that puts Anakin Skywalker's midi-chlorian count to shame. So, Burley, what do you think of this, man? So, lots of characters from the spin-off movies and the TV series. So pretty exciting stuff, eh?
There we go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, we got you back. Yeah, you conked out there. Yeah, so no, I guess we're having some technical issues tonight. Sorry, everybody. But anyway,
it's all good. It was saying your end and then kicked me out of the call.
Really?
No, restream's not perfect. So, yeah, we weren't surprised that they were going to give you DLC. Mm-hmm. Like you and I had been talking so many times when we talked about this. Grogu non-playable, 0 out of 10. This game's trash. No, I'm kidding. It's kind of sad that he's not playable. Yeah. But it does not surprise me the characters that we are getting from the list.
Yeah.
For DLC.
Yeah.
But have they said? Have we figured out like how much this DLC is going to be?
Yeah, that's the big question, I think. Yeah. So
like, because I don't think for what that list is, not to say that it's a bad list.
Yeah.
This should not be something expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, they haven't come out with the prices from what we've seen yet. So we shall see soon. So
maybe give it free because this is a Lego game, and I think this is on the newer console. You're getting that new console tax, the $10 more.
Yeah.
So it should be free.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I'm excited. I want to play The Mandalorian for sure, but yeah, but I'm bummed that Grogu's not a playable character because being able to use the Force with Grogu would be awesome. But then again, oh well. So yeah, and it's coming soon. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it because it was delayed from last year to this spring. So looking forward to that. So. All right. Okay. So next up, we're going to talk about Dead Space. So the Dead Space remake stream is going to be coming on March 11th. We're going to be talking about that right after this. So stay tuned. Okay, so Dead Space remake stream coming March 11th. This is from Jessica Howard over at GameSpot. So following EA's big reveal that a Dead Space remake was in the works last year, not a lot of new information has surfaced about the upcoming project. However, developer Motive Studios has announced a live stream offering fans, quote, early looks at development and what goes into the remake of a game, end quote. And it's coming on March 11th. So I think, Burley, I think it's probably going to be a lot of what we saw initially with that very first stream that came out. That was maybe a 1 or 2 minute clip that they showed of the development of the new Dead Space. So we're probably just going to get a little bit more of that. So this is from the tweet here. I'm going to go ahead and click on it. Of course, you can't hear. We got it muted and all. But I think this is from what they showed before, right? You know, this was like at the beginning.
Oh, yeah. This was like after the initial teaser and stuff like that.
Right. So just a 9-second clip there. But yeah, I mean... What else do you think we're going to see in this one? I don't think we're going to see too much yet because this game is probably still a ways off. I mean, it's probably still in the early development stages. Yeah.
They may show stuff from like the very, very beginning. Because here's the thing. It is a remake, so they may show you like the intro, like a little after the intro cutscene, showing you, here's that first section, and then they'll pop back to the original version of the game and be like, look at how much scarier, how much darker it looks at all that. And good morning, Pharaoh.
Good morning, Pharaoh. Yeah. So it was getting my mop chopped. Ha ha ha. Yeah. So anyway, good morning to you, man. So yeah, I don't think we're going to see too much yet. I mean, they might show a few more minutes of like some of the corridors and things like that. And maybe some of the monsters. Because I think initially they showed like from the original game, how you could cut limbs off and things like that. We'll probably see a little bit more of that, maybe some of the weaponry. But I think they're probably, because it's more of the design factorization in all of this, they're probably going to just show lots of, you know, the corridors and maybe going up elevators or something like that. So it's probably not going to be too much. You think, Burley?
Yeah, I don't think it's a whole lot. They'll show you the guns, a little bit of the weapons, and the whole thing, like you said, cutting off the limbs and dismembering.
Yeah,
because since that is a core function, I don't like. They're gonna. I think they'll flash back between both the original and the new. But how long this event? Like, because they I don't think they said how long this will be.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. And Pharaoh says, I honestly never played Dead Space, but if it's as gruesome as the cutting off lib stuff, I may look into it. Yeah, see, I've never played them. I mean to try them.
Okay, Pharaoh, I'm telling you right now, because I've played all 3 games. The first game is probably the best sci-fi horror game I have ever played. It's amazing. I mean, and the jump scares you'll get out of it. I mean, if you played Alien Isolation, I mean, Dead Space is like the precursor to that. I mean, it's an amazing game. I mean, and it still holds up really well. You know, for a game that came out in 2011, I think it was, the Dead Space came out. So yeah, it's an amazing game, and it's probably the best sci-fi horror game I ever played. So yeah. A peaceful warrior 3. The Pharaoh's asking, who asked you like The Sims? So,
well, actually, the first Dead Space was 2008.
2008. Okay, yeah. So I think it was
the sequel. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 2. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So my apologies for that. So yeah, but yeah, it's an amazing game, man. I mean, you know, just going through those corridors and then they're like, duh! You know, the jump scares. I mean, I love it. And then, Pharaoh, you know, just dismemberment and, you know, cutting off limbs, you know, with the laser cutter. So good stuff. Yeah. So.
Well, it's going to be interesting because they're going to talk, because this is all being done on the Frostbite engine.
Yeah.
And that was used for the Battlefront and all that.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see how well that goes. And do you think we will get a release date or a release year?
No, I don't think so. Not yet. I don't think so. I think they're just going to show more of the development stages.
I think we're going to get the release year.
Oh, really? Okay. I'll bet you a case of spiritual opium right now. We don't. But
okay. Well, we got the bet.
One case. Yep.
We got
okay. So Pharaoh and Peace, you heard it here. So 1 case of spiritual opium on this that they do not give a release here. So we shall see. But anyway, we'll find out on Friday. Probably, I think the stream is after the morning show on Friday, so we'll have to wait until the Monday show to call out that bet. So,
or we could always call it out on the actual podcast, or just do it
on Saturday when we do the weekly podcast, we can call it out. Yeah, that's no problem. So, let me read just a little bit more of this.
First.
Yeah. So far we know the upcoming game will be a full remake of the 2008 survival horror title meant to reinvigorate, quote unquote, the franchise. Motive Studios has confirmed they are using the Frostbite engine, as Burley was referring to develop the game, the same one used for the recent Battlefield and Star Wars Battlefront entries. So according to the press release, the remake will also add quote improvements to gameplay while staying true to the original, end quote. So that's the main point, staying true to the original. And that's what they need to do, because the original is amazing. It's awesome. So it's great stuff. Originally developed by Visceral Games back in 2008, Dead Space follows engineer Isaac Clarke as he takes on hordes of mutated horrors in space. The game was considered a major success, spawning 2 additional titles, Dead Space 2 in 2011 and Dead Space 3 in 2013. So prior to the studio shutting its doors in 2017, which was, that was unfortunate, because Visceral Games is a great development studio, especially when they were developing the original game. And Dead Space 2 is almost as good as the first game, too. So, yeah. So whereas in 3, they kind of went off in a little bit more of a different direction. But, So, yeah.
And we got Peace saying, well, I will be playing this. Yeah, no, if they're still on Game Pass by the time we get to October, you may see some me stream them.
Yeah.
3 was your favorite piece. That's what Turn-Based Carl says his favorite.
Yeah, that's interesting because a lot of people thought the first one, the third one wasn't as great as the first 2, but I mean, it's to each his own. I mean, that's cool piece. You think the third one was the best, so yeah. And Turn-Based Carl, like Burley was saying, he thinks 3 was really, really good as well. So yeah, good stuff, man. So Dead Space, I'm looking forward to you streaming that, Burley, because I want to see those. I want to see those jump scares.
I'll be watching you play, Burley. That's what Peace says. Me jump in my chair. It's jump scares. Pishbot. I'd love to say no to that, but I'm sure there's like 18 clips of people doing that, or now Peace and them will. Let's see that.
You can go to my streams and watch. I streamed Dead Space a long time ago, and Dead Space 2. So on my Twitch channel, you can check out some of the videos there, and on the YouTube channel, I have clips on there for Dead Space and Dead Space 2. So.
Give me your fear, bro. I want to see that fear. I can stream Fear 1, Fear 2, Fear 3. Oh, you mean the emotion fear?
Yeah. All right. So we talked about Kaito. Yes, good old Kaito. Good old Kaito and his his DLC that's coming. There we go there. Lost Judgment DLC arrives March 28th. So yes, I will be playing that day one, and I might actually stream some of it, maybe. We shall see. We shall see. Yeah, I don't know. But my streaming right now is to maybe play some Horizon Forbidden West, some side quests, because I finished the main story already, so we shall see. But anyway, so and also another little announcement here, of course. Burley and I, of course, we do our Star Trek series called Warp Factor 10, and we did our reactions video to Star Trek Picard, and it's on our YouTube channel at The Arena Productions. So I will give you the link to our YouTube page here, and you can check that out. So episode 2 is coming out this week of season 2. So Burley and I, obviously, we will be doing our reactions video to episode 2 when it comes out, and we'll get it up on Patreon first, and then after early access, it will go to our YouTube channel. So Yes, all of you that want to watch it after it comes, after it comes to the YouTube channel, you can check it out there. So that's the link. So good old Picard, man. Yeah, he's kind of looking old, isn't he, Burley? Yeah, and Patrick Stewart. Yeah, he's like 82 years old, but still going strong. He's going to be Dr. Xavier again in Doctor Strange. Professor Xavier, yes, that's what I meant. Yeah, sorry. In Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So looking forward to watching that. So. Yeah, good stuff. I mean, he'll probably only be in it for like 2 seconds, though. Because you hear his voice. You hear his voice, but
I could see about 5 minutes.
Okay, yeah. Okay, whatever. We'll see. Yeah, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. Yeah, probably not more than 5 minutes. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So, but so you can check that out. So good old Picard. All right. So, yeah. So today we talked about the Kaito DLC for Lost Judgment. We also talked about Forspoken being, delayed until October. Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga is getting DLC characters from the spin-off movies and TV shows. And then, of course, the Dead Space remake live stream that's coming up. So, yeah, and I want to thank Peace for coming in, Peaceful Warrior 3. I want to thank Pharaoh for coming in as well. And over on our YouTube channel, Capson, thank you so much for coming in. We really appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. And, of course, we do this morning show Monday through Friday.
Don't forget
Z. And Z. I'm sorry. Yes, and Z too. Thank you, Burley. Thank you. That's your job, Burley, to help me to make sure we get everybody in there. So, yes. So, Z, thank you so much for coming in as well. We appreciate you as well. So, thank you so much. So, and everybody who watches in video on demand later on, thank you so much. And we appreciate your support. And like I was saying, the Arena Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast morning show airs live on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So thank you so much. And we will be back tomorrow for our Wednesday edition of the morning show. So until then, Burley, are you streaming today?
Yes, I'll be streaming some Horizon tonight since I couldn't stream yesterday for obvious reasons. So I'll be back tonight with some more Horizon.
Cool. So check that out. Burley's link below to twitch.tv/Burleyman Gaming. And of course, I am also a Twitch streamer as well on occasion when I'm not doing the morning show and the podcast and the YouTube channel stuff and every other bit of content that we create here on the Arena Productions. So you can follow my live streams as well on twitch.tv/expat_1. And of course, the podcast channel, of course, here. Where we do the morning show, twitch.tv/thearena_podcast. So, check us out. And of course, we have a Discord as well. Come and join the Discord where you can talk about all these news stories that we talk about on the morning show, as well as on the weekly podcast that we record on the weekends. So you can come and join our Discord. The link is below here, the Arena Podcast Discord. So an invite link is right there for you. So you can come and chat with myself or Burley or our other co-host on the Arena Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast, Turn-Based Carl. So, come and join us there. And then finally on Twitter, we have the Arena Podcast's Twitter page at the Arena AMPGMP, which stands for a Multi-Platform Gaming News Podcast. So we are a podcast. We are not a PlayStation-centric podcast. We are not an Xbox-centric podcast. We are not a Switch-centric podcast. We are not a PC-centric podcast. We are not a mobile gaming-centric podcast or a VR-centric podcast. We are a multi-platform gaming news podcast. So,
we are also a spiritual opium podcast, though.
That's right. Yeah, a spiritual opium-laced podcast where we throw just these fictional bets, at one another once in a while and have fun with gaming predictions and things like that. So anyway, all right. So that's going to conclude the show. So thank you so much for coming in, and we hope to catch you in the Wednesday edition of the morning show. So everybody have a great morning, have a great day wherever you are, and stay well, stay safe. So take care, everyone. Peace out. Burley, kill the feed.
With pleasure. Ah!